October 2020 is a very interesting month. The month of October generally is dedicated to Black history, so it's Black History Month. The year is perhaps not so palatable because it's been a year with a catalogue of woes, a catalogue of destruction and record deaths around the world, and COVID-19 is on a path to change our lifestyles. And I'm saying, yeah, that may be so, but we as a people, we must be very resilient as we have been of old. And I'm dedicating this to Grenada, and it's the birth that it's given me, the determination that it's given me, and I'm dedicating it with the theme of memory. Now, memory is something that is what we remember based on what we've experienced, whether when we were younger or sometime recently, but it is a memory. Sometimes memory could be regarded as a mental construct, something that we construct in our mind and we assume that it's a memory, but it's what we choose to remember also. This one is based on what I remember, what I experienced in Grenada, and certainly issues as they have affected the island. So I'm going to kick off this one, the first one, with Ivan's War. And the poems are taken from Rhythms of Life, an anthology of modern poetry written by me. So it's in praise of Grenada. Ode to Grenada. Right. Ivan's War. Battered down hatches. Doors sealed, prayers said for respite, safety, pity, pardon, and no one dead. Through waiting and watching, all feeling aghast, hurricane bombardment, ambush like Spitfire blast. He clobbered the strong trees, chastised our green lands, pummeled the island, while all vowed to take a stand. Not like old Janet, who, in 1955, plummeted our old house and made our brave little island tremble like a mouse. But Ivan, in comparison, with vengeance did strike, to wreck, raid, and ruin our proud little Isle of Spice. For hours he spewed rain like a savage wild beast, while sea waters blasted, winds besieging from east. Men, women held fast as in dug-out war trenches, fortifying all kinds of Grenada's hurricane defences. In defiance to counteract and fast send Ivan to hell, never sounding the retreat as his onslaught to quell. And finally, when our armistice day showed, Ivan had destroyed our infrastructure and more. We counted the cost, gave thanks for near misses, vowed to replenish our island and pick up the pieces. There. So we conquered, we overcome, we overcame Ivan, and the island is thriving and doing very, very well. And so we expect the same situation with COVID-19, the so-called global pandemic. Okay, now this one is a rather nice memory, and I think it speaks for itself. Sometimes we see things while we're out in the diaspora, as in England, which is where I am. Sometimes we see things that spark a memory. We might smell something that spark a memory, or we might taste something that also sparks a memory. This one is called Eating a Julie Mango. And that's all I need to say. Eating a Julie Mango. Walking into a London restaurant to buy, a funny but sorry sight did catch my eye. A mango dressed as a hedgehog on a plate. What on earth changed this mango's fate? In an instant, to back home I reminisced, thinking when young, how very blessed I was to savour favourful Julie Mango sweet. while listening to the sounds of the calypso beat. The sumptuous shape, as smooth as silk, has nectar-filled pulp like condensed milk. Brain commands hand with anxious teeth, will pierce the fruit, oh, how very sweet to eat. The reddish-orange, soft sunset-tinged flesh explodes on tongue in your mouth, making a mess. Sucking, rotating with so many pleasurable bites, teeth scraping the skin, I lick remains in sight. Then hands are bathed in sticky, juicy delight. Town is ready, obliterating all nectar from sight, till hard, stony seed in mouth bruise your tongue. You suck till you're truly satisfied in the sun. I know many of you would have had that same or similar kind of experience eating mangoes. This particular one was being eaten on a plate with a knife and a fork. Right. Okay. So yeah, wonderful, isn't it? Okay. And sometimes when we experience the weather conditions, instantly we are transported back to where we've been, what we've had, especially if it's vastly different from what we're experiencing. And this one is a praise. It's an ode to the seasons in the tropics. Memory. Remember. Under a bright cerulean sunlit sky, the seasons are wet or crispy dry. Whether seed time or in harvest, there's time to slow down, to rest. When wet skies appear to soften sun-kissed tropical plants in this two-seasoned botanical wonderland. From rosemouth and mixed hibiscus to spectacular wild orchids or multicolored bougainvilleas, sighing and playing as they tease purple, yellow, and violet alamanders, and the red jump up and kiss me, winks at spidery yellow oleanders, infused by ebon aromatic rose. Among tree-lined canopy walkways, flamboyant frangipani and trumpet trees are flanked by towering palms on high, which bathe when heavy rains cascade to dance with the flora of this sunny paradise, washing luxurious sun-soaked thirsty gardens of jasmine, Jacob's coat, and desert rose. And birds of paradise suck the nectar sweet while frolicking with flamingo flowers. Not for me the wicked wild winds of winter, nor the crispy, chilly autumnal breezes, or the snow-capped, heated houses surrounded by gardens of powdery white, crunchy snow and freezing, frostbitten fingers. These await the sun, which for 6 months has gone, but will return to give birth to the coming spring. No, not for me the glacial snowman, woolen hats or gloves. That's why I bask in forever summer in my two-seasoned botanical wonderland. And this one reflects so much about memory, because while you're experiencing the snow and the drudgery of the winter, you can bask in your two-season botanical wonderland, the paradise that you've experienced, whether it was when young, but certainly you've experienced, and it remains as that memory that spurs you on despite what you're experiencing. So there you go. Wonderful. Okay. This next one is one of my favorites, and I'm going to have to put my glasses on for that one because I rather like it. It is filled with colors. The colors is like a kaleidoscope that dominates your memory, dominates the scene when you see it. And so I decided to capture Grenville Market. Now, for those of you who don't know where Grenville is, you need to visit Grenada. But it's the second town in the island in St. Andrew's Parish. And this one captures a moment in the market. See whether you like it. Morning breeze caressed these sun-kissed goods. Blessed in this spice aisle are nature's fresh food. Displayed a kaleidoscope of multicolored hues, hipped like rainbow pyramids or glistening in trays. Specially prepared so you can come feast your eyes. Come and buy. How can you bear to resist? She stands by her stall, as colourful as her wares. In hustle, bustle, economic splendour, she smiles. Fill your mouth, feast your eyes, smell the aromas. Cooked food, fresh fish, and fresh meat to buy. See star apples, melons, bananas, green and yellow, or dare to try mangoes, Julie, Starchy, and Glen. Come, buy some, or buy all. She's waiting for you. See how they're appealing, ripened by his son. Sapodillas, sweet potatoes, guineps, and guavas too. Fig, plantain, blugger, in all shapes and sizes. Pomerac, golden apples, and crisp governor plums. Zabuka, French cashew, breadfruit, or roasted corn. Oranges, limes, green, yellowy green. They're fine. All bathe in the rain, infused with our island's love. Tickled by wind, kissed by sun, harvested with care. Breadfruit, chochos, coconuts, gunga peas and yams, paupers, pineapples, small tanias, stinking totu, callaloo, dashin, manioc, pumpkin, roasted cashew. Look, masala, maize, nutmeg, saffron, and cocoa balls. Salsa, ginger beer, bois bandé, morbi, and sorrel. Taste them, look, try. You've got to come and buy. Bright like a picture book, the splendor of this aisle. Buy yellow saffron, red mace, or black nutmeg too, rough skin breadfruit, along smooth spinach leaves, green zesty cucumbers and our yellow passion fruit, brown sapodillas, contrasting red tomatoes, green peas, vying for the limelight are fresh brown hanging crabs, and beautifully labelled packets, neatly stacked bottles too. What ecstatic pleasure! A gift of heavenly delight. Cinnamon spice, clove, hot sauce. Come, you will find such a feast for your belly and a picture for your eyes. A kaleidoscope of colours. Then eat our special oil down. It's very, very nice. Dare you try. Come here and buy. A visit to Grenada, your next Caribbean holiday spot. Ask for Market Square, Grenville, in the Isle of Spice. Now, if that didn't make you want to try something, I don't know what will. But the colours are amazing. And it's what you remember. It's what keeps you going in the diaspora. These are the memory is so important because it transports you out of the ordinary. it is a survival strategy. It's not living in the past, but it is something that we call on because it is a tool that we have to enhance our survival when we're out of that environment. Okay. This one is about those who leave the islands, the Caribbean, especially those in the early days, in the 50s and early 60s, who came expecting to only spend 5 years. You ask any first generation Caribbeans who came, the Windrush generation who came here, everyone will tell you, well, I only came for 5 years. Okay. The fact is, 60 years on, they're still here, and they have, those who are still here, the Windrush people, that is, they have experienced horrors of having firstly been invited to come, giving their labor, helping to construct and reconstruct England, making a life with children here, spending all of their lives only in their 1819, to be told that they have to leave, that they have become illegal over a period of 60 years. Well, such is the cruelty of these kinds of political situations. But the sentiment I'm trying to express here are those people who came believing that they had something to offer, spend their lives doing just that, looking sometimes after both landscapes, whether it's in Grenada or Trinidad or Barbados or Jamaica, wherever it is they have come from. They're looking after those who they've left behind and looking after those who they have created here. So their responsibility is great. And I think this poem underscores that greatly. This one's called Island Girl. Her England plan was simple. Work 5 years only. Amass needed funds, then homeward return. Plump, proud, sleek, smooth-looking, smiling. Hot comb, straightened hair, gold teeth looks. She set sail on the mighty rush, bound for the motherland, paved with streets of gold for all her family's needs, for their betterments. So, any job will do. Cold days, dark nights, no job she could find. Mouths to feed, plead the missives from home. Raise anxiety, heart throbs, but goads her hopes. Greetings and prayers mixed with island needs, medicine for Mama's cough, shoes for Jane's feet, money to buy books and wood to stop the leaks. Her action is swift, a solution must be sought, so any job will do. Don't call her lazy in your labor exchange. Her pride, fending for herself, for kith and kin. Don't sneer at her when her rent's late one day. She'll take the floor, hire bedroom, just to stay. Wash dishes today, Firestone factory tomorrow, chambermaid at weekend, Sundays for church. Yes, strong back, fixed mind. Her goal is sure, so any job will do. Incessantly she toiled, she saved, did not stray. Ambition set high, get a job, a house, get a car. The seasons, they came. 5 seasons have flown as needs toppled goals in contests for Susu hands. More time must be added. The end is not in sight, because life seemed to shatter her England plan. testing this patiently planning, proud island girl. So, any job will do. Now, the years have gone by. She sits and smiles. How time has flown fast, turning 5 labored years to 50. So she thought of the Queen and pondered this thought. Time has been referee to both their joys and their pains as they breathe the same air, shared the same years, witnessing demise, friends, loved ones, and empire too. 50 years on, and empire building, island girl still works. But not any job will do. Yes, I quite like that one because I think it's the situation that a lot of our people who came here still find themselves in. And it's a tragedy, really, because there's a sense that maybe they feel not just betrayed by the Windrush situation, those who've been sort of illegally, carted off from Britain back to the islands, but the fact that there's a sense that they feel they haven't totally achieved that ambition despite the 3 generations, the 2 generations, the 60 years. Okay, I'm going to do one more, the last one. So the music of the Caribbean, you can't talk about the Caribbean without instantly having a deja vu of Carnival Day, or this whole scene, the happiness, the joy of the people. And I'm not talking about just the Carnival Day. People are not just happy on Carnival Day. There's a sense that joy and happiness permeates the lives, despite the fact that they may not have all the economic well-being that those here in the West have. There is a natural joy that is there. And for me, that joy has come from everything that I've sort of documented so far. I mean, there are many more in this anthology, but I've sort of picked out the ones that, have great meaning for me as far as Grenada is concerned, and as far as a childhood or, a background, a cultural background is concerned. And that culture for me speaks very well in this particular poem. And that power speaks very much to the rhythms. In this particular situation, it's the calypso rhythms. And I chose to use the word kaiso because for me, it is what connotes originality, what connotes something that is pure, what connotes something that is untouched by others. And the pioneers who were the proponents of the kaiso, I salute, I take my hat off to. And so this particular poem is it's in memory, it's a memoriam to the Calypsonians who died in 2018. We lost a few, Lord Superior, Mighty Composer, Shadow, and DeFosto, all going in 2018. So there's a sense that these giants, these cultural icons have exited and left us behind to carry on the work. And of course, some of us are doing just that. But I wanted to capture my farewell thank you to them. It's called Kaiso Farewell Rhythms. Farewell, Shadow. Fare thee well, Composer. So long, our beloved DeFosto. Bye-bye, Lord Superior. All gone to a distant land, into the great night shift. There you will sing your songs, wine your waist, tell it like it was. Sing when you meet the rest, eh? Sing extempore again. Sing to your heart's content. Kaiso for breakfast. Kaiso lunch, dinner. Kaiso for tea. We know you will sing. Sing your songs. Wine your waist. Tell it like it was. We wish that we could see you now, striking out noisy bacchanals, making sweet, sweet melodies, taking full of control of Kaiso bands, where you will sing. Sing your songs, wine your waist, tell it like it was. But no time for singing sad refrains, no crying farewells, not from us. We focus not on sorrow now, but your undisputed people's voice. The joy and knowledge you did share will influence our youth right here. So they'll emulate you as they sing your songs, wine their waist, tell it like it is. Etched forever in our hearts, so all parting pains must depart. And in this bitter, sweet farewell, we salute you all and won't relent from keeping your Kaiso strong. As we sing your songs, wine we waste, tell it like you did. So long, O Kaiso giants of old, past leaders of our nation's flock, griots you were, without any fear. Yes, shikamoo, fare thee well, so long, bye-bye. Keep singing your songs, whining your waist, and tell it like it is. So here ends the dedication to Grenada. There are others, but I've chosen these ones for Black History Month in dedication to Grenada, the Grenada landscape, the landscape that gave me my cultural background, that gave me that cultural heritage, and the kind of knowledge and education that I'm able to pass on to others. So like griots, so like the elders of all, we are passing the culture on. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. And please, you can find these in Rhythms of Life, an anthology of modern poetry by Roselle Thompson. Thank you.